Welcome back to Persona 2 Innocent Sin. Rumor has it I forgot a rumor monger.
Oh no.
Rumor has it that Legon slipped up.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Fortunately, you can basically just go back to them anytime, which is what I'm doing here at the Gaten Sushi Shop, which is also showing off something that I didn't earlier. Like, you know, in the second part, I believe, I showed off Lisa Silverman's residence. Here, I'm showing off the shop that Eikichi's dad owns.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Basically, this is Eikichi's dad, who owns the restaurant. Motto's heart
Wow, he
reigns.
looks way different than his son.
He looks, actually, I feel like it makes sense. Like, he looks like that hard-ass dad that would turn his son into a goth.
Yeah.
Or a punk.
No, I know,
Punk is more
I see
accurate.
it.
Yeah.
I do see
Yeah.
Basically, Eikichi...
Daddy-o.
it. Daddy-o.
Eikichi's perception of his father is essentially he's this extremely powerful guy who knows 50 types of kung fu and can beat up anyone easily. Really, he's just
Basically,
an amateur person at kung fu who got a black belt, luckily.
Right. But we all look at our dads in that era as, like, these all super badass men that they aren't.
Yeah.
Or they are.
And Todd,
Well, some of them are, yeah.
yeah,
This guy is not.
And Eikichi just wants to get out because he's scared of his dad. Because
Obviously. If his expressions aren't selling it, I don't know what would.
yeah.
He had his karate, judo, and capoeira skills.
Yeah, he's Eddie Gordo.
I was taking a drink.
Yeah.
Thanks. He's Eddie Gordo. Rumor has it that Legon hit the wrong button.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where does
So where does he
Eikichi
change put on makeup? He doesn't use the bathroom at the stand. I like that. Where does he put on his makeup?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Anyway, this is the new rumor monger that I was talking about earlier. Kenta Toro Yokuchi,
Toro.
who is from St. Hermelin High in Persona 1. He's a door-to-door salesman.
Yoshida, you're in this game?
Wrong person.
I know, I'm joking.
Basically, I'm just getting the last rumors that I missed for spreading them about the weapon shops in, I forget the name of the region, but where Time Castle is, so that I can get more powerful weapons there, so I can go into the next dungeon more prepared than before.
Why is
That's one of the things. Sorry. That's one of the things I like about Persona 2 in comparison to the rest of the series going forward is that they have so many like hidden nods. Not even hidden so much as like they have so many nods to one, where characters from one kind of ended up, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It's a really good example of world building that I like.
I don't understand why Persona 2 is so like underrated. Like, no, not many people talk about it. Like, I mean, people who've played it loved it, but it's just, you know, not
I
many
think
people have
one
played
of
it.
the things about it is that the game itself is kind of overwhelming with its mechanics, because let's just go about it this way. You have the fusion attacks, which are very strange to do and not something that a lot of people would
Something
usually
you'd
figure.
have to really.
It's something
you'd
you'd
have
need
to
a
really
guide
work
for.
at it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then there's
Right.
also the whole negotiating, which is a bit complicated as well, assuming you haven't done stuff like that before in, say, Undertale, which is also like 20 years after this game originally came out on the PS1.
Yeah, but people say Undertale is the first game that did stuff like this.
It wasn't
Well,
the first, but it did
well-
it the most impactfully. I'll say that.
No, yeah,
Right.
no, I'll definitely agree with that.
I think another thing about that system as well is, yeah, it's an RPG, so you're not used to the idea of, hey, not every encounter is going to turn into you just beating the enemy.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
I'm definitely
sometimes
going to
you're
be
gonna
showing
need to do
that
other things.
later on.
Oh,
in
that isn't a
this part.
problem for me. You're just kidding.
Yeah, we know.
True.
But I will be showing off.
Hey,
the whole
did y'all
thing.
know that Charmy was a pacifist? I didn't know that.
No way! That is
First thing you ever
insane!
did.
I didn't even know that.
Wow, Charmy, you don't know yourself very well. Are you the
No,
shadow? It's yourself?
I am thou, thou art I. Another
Sorry, wrong Persona game.
though to go back to what was happening earlier in the footage, I was actually looking at getting a different rumor earlier about magazine sweepstakes, where you can basically go to the Satomi Tadashi stores and buy a magazine to enter them. You go to the, actually no, I think I do this later on. Yeah, I do this later on, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain it now anyway. You basically can go to the Satomi Tadashi store, go to the bottom of the list and buy a magazine sweepstakes flyer, and then go to the go to the detective agency, talk to the person who doesn't spread the rumors, but the other person, I forget her name, but talk to her. You talk to her, you enter the magazine room sweepstakes after you spread the rumor that the sweepstakes have high-quality weapons and they're rare, because that's really the only ones that are worth it. Again, the weak weapons are weaker than your starter equipment.
Right.
And then you just go to Lisa's house to see if he got the rewards.
Right.
And you also find out something that doctors hate.
Yeah. To go back to the question at hand, Charmy, when you asked us why Persona 2, a big solid reason why Persona 2 is so kind of underwhelming, or not underwhelming, that's the wrong word, I'm sorry. Underrated, right, is that Atlas itself really just acts like Persona 1 and 2 barely exist and really just don't mention them.
That is very true, and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're one of the old Japanese companies like to do this thing where if a game does not, I mean, it's not that they didn't sell well, but if it's not the stronger entries in a series, or if they're not stronger entries sales-wise,
if they're far too different from the formula.
Yeah, they tend to act like they didn't happen. Like, even Konami with the first 2 Metal Gear games acts like Metal Gear Solid's kind of the start of everything.
Wait, really?
It's kind of
I know Metal Gear Solid 1, they mentioned, like, crap from Metal Gear 2 and Metal Gear a lot, so...
Yeah, they
don't really try and advertise Metal Gears 1 and 2 on the MSX.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other than a little side thing in 3 Special Edition, or the Special Edition of 3 that came out over here. Like, even in Metal Gear Solid 1, it's brought up in, like, a little bit of a codex text, but that's it. They really don't talk about it that much.
Yeah.
No, like, well, they say in every scene Gray Fox is in, they mention Metal Gear 2.
Yeah. But even Metal Gear 1 is just like, that happened. So it's weird in that regard.
Boss, that's it. That's all that happened in that game.
Anyway.
Yeah, so older Japanese companies tend to act like that.
Yeah. Anyway, to go into the game, these two are new enemies. They are the Phantom and the Ogre. One is the Devil Arcana, and the other... man, I am blanking on a lot of important details right now. But...
almost like you're explaining this game too much. I'm just kidding.
I know. But basically what I'm trying to do is get a pact with some of these new demons, because I'm not going to be seeing much of any of the old ones, and even the ones that I do see, that it is very rare to find them. So
it's good to get a mindset of try to form pacts with demons that are in your progression way, instead of skipping a lot of that and having to go back through and see who you have to get, and it's just a hassle. It's good to keep a good pace of getting those tarot cards.
Yeah. And
I thought that little guy...
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I thought that guy was a little cute.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just trying to...
We interrupted ourselves for that.
I was just essentially trying to get tarot cards from, because I was at this point thinking, okay, my personas are a little low leveled, even though, like, I should say this, the ranking system is completely different than persona levels. So, I was basically, the personas were essentially far too low leveled for this, because this is like around the level 7 to 10 area when you're starting out and your personas are still level 1. So I'm thinking I should get Tatsuya, Eikichi, and Lisa new personas, because Maya and Yuki's personas actually start off at level 3 and 5 respectively. So they aren't as important.
Right. They get a little bit of a boost because they get added to your party a little bit into the game, as opposed to... Does any other game go on that logic? I don't remember if party members get like higher level persona when they join the party. Like,
well,
in 4, 3, 4, 5.
I know that in 5, the party members that you get were essentially the same kind of level that you were at. Well, the kind of level that you were supposed to be at the time you were doing the dungeon that you get them in.
Right.
Like, say Futaba, you get in the 4th palace, so you're supposed to be around level 30, so you get her, and she's at level 30.
Yeah, even what was the worst example, because hers is obviously the one that doesn't do battle, but whatever.
It's still the one that makes most sense, because like you're supposed to be this level in this dungeon, and this is the level that your new party member is, so, yeah.
And I gotta give props to Persona and any other RPG that does that, because I think too many RPGs just don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of frustrating to just have to grind up the new. And almost like there's so many RPGs where I just haven't used certain party members because I get them in a part of the game where I don't want to go back and grind them up. Final Fantasy is kind of notorious for that.
Yeah.
At least the older Final Fantasy games.
I am not looking forward to that when we get to 4.
Right. Because it can just be such a hassle.
Yeah.
7 is a little okay with it, but it's still kind of annoying.
Anyway, the new enemy that was shown off in this fight, I forget his name, but he's essentially supposed to be based off of an angel or something like that. So, later on, I do negotiate and get a pact with him, and he is honestly one of the funniest and most reliable way to get tarot cards for the Judgment Arcana.
He's an entertaining conversation, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's more entertaining on how you actually get the cards from him. It's not really the conversation itself.
Fair enough. But yeah, this game also is, like I've said a couple times, it's still in that early connection to SMT where the designs of the demons were heavily based on like, oh, look at this angel who's also an evil thing. It's like, you know what I mean? That kind of style. Where angels are treated as like evil beings and you with your demons are the heroes of the story. Which I always kind of appreciate that archetype.
It's funny because you can also use the angels on your side, so it's like,
right?
What? Which side are you on?
What is good and what is evil, or is everything just chaotic neutral?
Well, like I don't know.
Or you're just the chaotic neutral.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
No, excuse me as I scream motorcycle noises with my chaotic neutralness.
That wasn't motorcycle noises.
Yeah, that was guitar. That was a guitar making an impression of a gun.
That wasn't motorcycle noises either.
Only in Persona.
Yep.
That looks
A
like
guitar
murder,
case being an
actually.
assault rifle. Right.
'Cause they
That's
were
always
just
been
like-
a funny. It's always been a funny thing that Persona tries to justify, in my opinion. Is like I've said before, giving the kids guns and weapons. It's like every Persona has to find a way to justify doing that.
Yeah, but like,
Okay.
What?
So just something about it doing 1 damage to you just makes it worse.
Right.
The student council's preparing a mask, but we can't go in without one. Don't you think that's okay?
The Persona 5 connection deepens.
Man, just wait until part 10.
Oh boy, I can't wait. I'm serious. Let's start right now.
No. We still gotta finish the next 2 parts, because there's actually high-quality stuff in them. Eikichi... though, I'm just exploring all the classrooms here, because I learned my lesson last time in Seven Sisters. It's like, don't go ahead and proceed without talking to everyone first, because you could miss out on some stuff.
Exactly.
Like the rumor demon, Don't avoid talking to people, because that is one of the biggest ways you're going to get secrets and Easter eggs and items and stuff in this game. It's very important.
As opposed to the
honestly,
other Personas where it's not that important.
Yeah.
That's a golden rule for like any game, to be honest.
Well, RPG
True.
specifically.
Especially RPGs. Yeah.
I think this is the I think this is the fight where I get the pact with... Okay, no, I was expecting it to be the other one, but not... whatever. Well, I get a pact with one of them, is the point.
Right. You just overshot when you did it.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Why don't you
ahead.
interview me for a second? Huh? Why are you asking? Legon, I'm not trying to call you out on the LP, but I kind of have to. You need to really work on not blasting through text. You keep doing it. It's still happening.
I'm just trying to...
Huh?
I'm trying to keep that to just negotiations at this point, because that really, it's not the...
Well,
it's the one thing you don't really need to read.
I guess that's true, but there are some... I mean, I guess it's
Wow.
up to discretion of the Let's
Are you
Player.
kidding
It's like
me?
there are some interactions, like that one that Eikichi and Maya were having, that I think are like kind of funny, worth
Yeah.
kind of showing off a little bit. But it is one of those games where it's like, some conversations are important, some are just fodder
Yeah.
for the end of the day.
So you legitimately got him mad, and that's
He wasn't angry enough to fight me, so I could make him happy instead.
Aw.
And that's how
I
Persona
just
works.
imagine I imagine the Sasuke gif from Naruto, where the top, what's his face holding him up by the throat.
No,
You're not angry
not
enough.
that from,
Yeah, these
I
are
love-
these are Agathians, which at first
Yeah.
I try and remember what their weakness is, and I try to set the turn order to optimize on it, but I do change my strategy later on because you'll see.
I always love those little guys. They're like, I don't know, like
Like right
something about
here,
it,
I
like,
immediately think, oh right, negotiation.
Right.
good.
You just gotta get that muscle memory when you're playing Persona 2, especially. Persona 1 kind of, yeah, but it was such an early game that it's like they didn't flesh anything out in that game
Yeah.
as much as they would eventually do it in this one. See what I mean? Like some of their team interactions are kind of cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Some of them are repeated though.
Although I do think it's kind of a thing that Persona has been missing for like 4 kind of has went back to it, but I just genuinely think the Persona games have not done a great job of conveying that this cast of characters is an entire team. Like 4 is the only one that kind of breaks that a little bit because I think the 4 cast really meshes well together, but
Oh my
3
god,
and 5,
the 4 feels like best of friends, like completely.
yeah. But 3 and 5, I think they really kind of don't mesh as well as 2 and 4. So every time there's an even number game, it's going to be a good cast. I can't wait for Persona 6.
If that does actually end up working that way, rumor has it it will work that way. Hopefully that works.
Rumor has it it'll work that way, and rumor has it it'll be a weird occurrence.
Yes, it will, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Right.
And I forgot what I was gonna say.
Prime Let's Plays here from TSR.
Pro Let's Plays.
Pro Let's Plays, indeed.
An odd thing that's being pointed out here by me going into all of these classrooms is how many shadow men there are in Kasuguyama High compared to Seven Sisters. And even the people
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely doing the text a little better. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's mostly
sorry,
stuff
continue.
like this that's just interacting in the overworld instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna do this combination of negotiation, blah blah blah. There we go, done.
Also, thanks Ginkgo for asking us if we were Martin Luther King or Giorno. I have a dream. My name is Tabloid. My dream is to make everything a rumor.
Oh my god, no.
Even my motorcycle noises will woo the audiences.
Close your eyes.
The freaking crowd goes wild.
Right.
Objective, each member, 5 masks a day.
There's that one guy in the background like, I like that.
So these two are apparently supposed to be working for Yasuo, the new leader at Kus High. Well, not really leader, class president more specifically, since, the leader is stronger than the boss, but Michelle is no longer the boss.
It's a rumor. It's a rumor paradox. We just got out of it. Don't bring it back.
He's the mob boss. He's not the boss.
Right.
But these guys are essentially saying, hey, stop Yasuo because we don't like him. Rumor has
And
it there's
Eikichi's
more
like,
to it
whatever,
than-
I guess we have to.
But
No way, I didn't realize we weren't in the American Solid universe.
basically, I'm just going to go ahead and say
I
this.
get it.
I'm going to say this right now. I am thinking a bit ahead here because I was thinking he's on the roof, and then, no, that's way later, way farther ahead because... Yeah, no, he's not in the roof at first because you gotta scour basically the entire school to find Yasuo. And it turns out you gotta go to the basement, which, ugh, I don't really like it too much.
Legon's issue is, like I said before, fair to muscle memory in games you've played millions of times. You always think you're at the end, and you always think it ends sequences because you've always played that more. But for me, I always get the muscle memory in the beginning areas, and then it's like I start forgetting where I'm supposed to be going.
Yeah, this is Kasuguyama High. Everyone seems to be... Okay, I forgot what... Man, I forgot what I was gonna say as I was saying it. Hey, thanks, Battle,
Oof.
for letting me have a conversation about something.
Yeah, no, it definitely did.
Lakon, it's okay. Just be quiet sometimes.
Phalegs.
Ooh. More
These-
angels.
Yeah, these are. This is the one where I basically make a pact with them. So, of course, I do mess it up a little, but this is also probably a good time to explain about how I go about negotiations sometimes. Like, you notice when I'm making them angry, I decide to go for fear instead of, like, going for a different option, because sometimes when you have them angry, they don't want to stop talking. So it's better to just cut the conversation off and restart and try and get them happy or eager.
Listen.
It's basically the sense of have a mentality of, cut your losses, move on, instead of trying to really game out the conversation.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to fold your hand if you're not feeling confident that you're going to get what you're going after. And just try again.
Oh, yeah.
That's some very encouraging words, Wheat. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get philosophical, it can apply to life. But yeah, in this game in particular, you're always going to be able to run into most monsters a couple times, so don't be afraid to just hit out, exit out of a conversation.
No, I'm saying, like, it's good advice in game and also real life.
Yeah.
One of the things that they're basically talking about in the game is what is dreams and ideals, because really because the reason that a lot of people hear Shadowman is because Joker, and the main thing that he does in this game is ideals and your dreams, and if you don't tell them what they are, you basically become a Shadowman and die.
Right, which is kind of super fucked if you think about it, because like, what if you're obviously you're a high school student here, but like,
What if
most
you
high
have
school students are
ADHD?
so. That's one thing, but what if you're also like so on the fence with your ideals and you don't even know your dreams? It's like, oh, you're just a Shadowman now because you didn't understand. But that's not like you gave the wrong answer. It's just that you don't understand your ideals, so you're fucked.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's
Well,
essentially it's essentially kind of like poker. It's if you let your focus slip too much and you reveal your hand to the enemy unintentionally instead of the way it's supposed to be done, you basically give up and lose the entire thing, and your whole entire gamble is forfeit.
Yeah,
And in this case, the bet was your life.
Right, and it's like, well, also the idea is like to explain what I was just saying. Like, most high school students don't know themselves well enough to be able to concretely tell their ideals or what their dreams really mean. So that's why most of people in this high school are Shadowmen, because I doubt most of them understand that concept. And that's where Joker gets you. He kind of preys on that weakness.
And that's not even getting into the true intentions, which we'll find out later. Meanwhile, Yuki just punched him and he's happy.
I don't understand that in this game, how you can punch demons.
Punch me more, Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The silence. Back to Metal Gear. Hurt me more, Snake. Hurt me more.
No.
Hurt me more, Yuki. I like it when you punch me.
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
It's even worse if the
That's
screen
funny.
goes black. It's even worse if the screen goes black when he does that, so it's like exactly like close your eyes.
Yeah, so you just see a giant blue pop when you get punched in the eye.
Ooh.
Ooh. What the fuck? Close your fingers. Close your eyes. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
What's the sound of a one-armed man clapping?
I like that one too. What's the
Oh my
sound?
god, we found Snake. We found Snaky Boy.
Snaky boy. Oh, he doesn't have a bandana on his head. Snake. You deceived me.
And they're also
You
far more
deceived me,
Final
Charlie.
Fantasy-esque. If thy joke continues, I shall remove thy head from thy neck. Yeah,
jeez.
I'm old English.
Okay, Cloud. Okay, I'm not Cloud. Okay, Sephiroth. I feel you. I like Eikichi's just, I don't care, man. Fuck off face.
Sure.
Yeah, like whatever.
Regret making me angry.
Eikichi has total Saitama face going on.
You
Okay.
just make him angry.
Yep. And I thought I could contact the other one, but nope, they're both angry for some reason.
What? That makes no sense.
Most people who get angry don't tend to make a lot of sense, so that's at least accurate to the real world.
Okay.
Oh, now I just gotta basically get rid of them because, well, that and I also want to.
Don't.
That and I also just want to rank up Pixie as well because you know healing spells are important, and Pixie is also actually a very important persona later on for some things because Pixie actually has the highest luck stat when you get her at max rank. Of course, the luck stat is also your persona's luck stat along with your luck stat divided by 2.
Let's just put it this way: I'm really glad they kind of abolished the luck stat after this game. At least I'm pretty sure they did. I don't think 3 had it. Pretty sure 4 didn't have like a luck stat outright.
No, 5 had luck.
5 has luck. What is
Yep.
luck 4 and 5? I don't remember it having a big impact.
Random encounter. Well, no, not random encounters actually, because there's no random encounters, but basically status effects.
Okay. That's okay. So I didn't understand that, but it never affected me too bad. So it's
I only
something
really
that I can
learned
notice
that.
playing.
Yeah, I only really learned that when I looked up the whole confusion money exploit in Persona
Right.
5.
So it's something that's not gonna. Yeah. So it's something that's not gonna affect your entire experience like it does in Persona 2, 1 and 2.
Yeah. We're only jealous of Sevens because we loved our place. And Eikichi's talking to him like he's still there, when he kind of is, but not really.
Eikichi, he's not conscious. Just let him talk.
You know, I bet right now that I'm gonna find
Just
a
let
bunch
him
of
vent to the wall, Tatsuya.
Right.
I bet you right now that like I'm gonna find a bunch of like demons or monsters in this game, like really cute or some crap, and it's gonna be like a running gag.
Yeah.
I know, right? I know. I can't wait to have it. We should have like a charmy counter of that's cute. I think
I
he's
found the
cute.
snake thing cute. I did find the snake thing cute, so
Alright, that's add to the counter.
It's like the Krillin owned counter from Dragon Ball Abridged.
ding.
Yeah, ding. Ow. Oh, I love that.
But I don't mean the owl, but like
And here's where I basically do more pacts with demons, the Ampusas, and later on the Phantom, because, again, doing the whole Ampusa negotiation thing for the pact to make her happy and get the reward because I have a pact with them, but the reward for it is really lackluster, so I'm just like, no, I'm done with this pact, give it up.
I just
Right.
thought of something so stupid. Like,
Not true. 100% run, Legon. You failed us.
I just thought of something like so.
They gave me a medicine. I don't need those. I can just kill you and get the money for it at the shop next door.
Well,
And then
that
some.
isn't very nice, is it, Legion?
You
I
know,
know
Legon,
it's
I
not,
can
but
also
it's the
go.
same
I
thing.
can also go take my knife and stab someone and get some money from them to go get
Yeah,
stuff from
but
the store.
I don't think it's very legal, is it?
Well, you got me there.
Yeah. I mean, at
These
the same
kids in Persona can get away with anything.
I mean, well, I guess I could put it in a much more legal way. It's like I have like this thing costs $1. I have 10 in my wallet, and that's just not even for spending.
That sound is
No. Why?
uncomforting.
Why did they put that sound in the game? I don't know, it just sounds so
Daddy.
bad.
God damn it.
Like, imagine if Anne made that sound or some crap.
No.
All right.
If she said "daddy," she would be talking to Steven Seagal.
No!
See you guys next part. We're gonna leave you
rumor
with
has it
that.
we'll discuss that next part.
Yeah.